Hey, it's Brent with another question from Rita. It says, hey Brent, some backstory. Okay, I've known this woman for about 9 months now. Okay, that's your first issue. If things haven't progressed and you guys are not hooking up, before I even read the rest of this, you should just forget you ever met this girl. Stop contacting her. If she contacts you, do not respond. Okay? Just saying. Okay, so here goes. I'll read through it anyway. I asked her out last year before I found your YouTube channel, but got turned down. Strike one was that she didn't even bother with anything but a dishonest excuse for doing so. Apparently, she was in a rebound relationship but didn't bother telling me the truth. Feeling deceived, I cut her off completely from my life, and we didn't talk until January. Right, and this is pre-me, right? Hopefully? Yeah, but then you did talk to her, right? So you got turned down, but I assume that you talked to her again. We're going to see. I prefer to be honest, and I expect it in kind. To my own folly, of course. So this was a massive turnoff for me, to my own folly, which means that you prefer to be honest and expect it back, but you know that doesn't work, but you do it anyway. Okay, I'm just pointing this out because I'm always going to do this, keep you guys on track here, okay? You're telling me that you know that the stuff that you're doing doesn't work, yet you're doing it anyway, and you're probably making an excuse like, oh, Brent, I can't help it, you know, you don't understand, my situation's different, blah, blah, blah. Right? It's just an excuse. Okay, we then meet again in January. Of course you did. And we talk some about why we haven't been talking. Yes, because there's nothing more productive than talking about why you haven't been talking. God, I have the feeling this is going to be very painful. She is apparently single again, and I reluctantly start to get interested again. Let the pursuing begin. You actually wrote that. Let the pursuing begin? With an exclamation point. And you reluctantly start to get interested? Again, that means you know better. Yeah, reluctantly in pursuing her. You know, I really don't want to pursue her, but, you know, I have to. I don't even know what that means. Stop thinking like that. Stop talking like that. Okay? I'm telling you, I don't even like the tone in this letter right now, and I haven't even read half of it. It's very bad. Okay, but you're going to learn from this, hopefully. Okay, so, months go by. Okay, I guess let the pursuing begin and months go by? Oh, man. With me pursuing her, with her showing just enough interest for me to continue giving her free attention while she's trying to patch things up with her ex. Yes, because I can't even comment on that really right now. I just have to keep reading. So, while she's trying to patch things up with her ex, or just trying to get over him, I still don't know what's going on, to be honest. Wow. For a time, I'm not aware of this fact, but for a while, the chase is actually kind of fun. Yes, that's the problem, is that you're enjoying getting turned down. See, you have a much deeper issue, that you enjoy the chase when the chase doesn't lead to anywhere good. See how screwed up we are in the head? See how programmed we are the wrong way, the opposite way of the way we should be programmed? Right? Again, you're not a bad person. This comes from everyone telling you that you must talk women into things that they really don't want to do, which is ridiculous because they already want to do it, and what you are doing is actually talking them out of it by being the way you are, by being a pursuer, okay? Right, there's this concept, okay? That if you understand, this will be a lot easier for you. Women show up everywhere and walk around the world ready to do almost anything with the right guy. Just be the right guy, right? And what guys do is they walk around the world trying to talk women into things that they think women don't want to do, right? When in fact, women show up ready to do anything. So what you are in fact doing is you are spending all of your time trying to talk women into something they already want to do, which is why they get sick and tired of you pursuing them and saying, please leave me alone, I would just like to pursue a guy. Where's a guy I could pursue? And what you end up doing is actually talking them out of it. Okay? It's very clear to me. Hope I'm making it clear to you guys, okay? Okay. Alright, I'm going to go on here. But it turns into being really frustrating. Of course it does. Pursuing always does. Why would you think that it would not turn into frustrating? Pursuing is frustrating. It doesn't work. So it really becomes frustrating as well. And I tell her this, thinking honestly that it'll get me what I want. Really? Like, really, you think that telling her that, listen, you know, I'm pursuing you and it's not working and it's getting really frustrating, and I'm just going to tell, I mean, dude, talk about losing power. You're losing even more power when you're saying that to her, okay? I'm going to continue. At this point, she's trying fairly hard not to lose me. How? How is she doing that? Probably because I don't know, maybe she's keeping you on the line, is what you're saying, like teasing you a little bit, probably keeping you around so that the thing with the boyfriend doesn't work out. She can maybe get, you know, like your number 2 or whatever. Okay. All right. There's nothing wrong with being the other guy, by the way. I'm just saying that, like, I think that's what you're probably saying, is that she's probably giving you just enough interest for you to stay in the pursuit mode. Again, guys, watch out for that. You know, and it's not her fault. She doesn't know what she's doing. She doesn't know what she doesn't know. So this isn't like she's not bad or anything. It's just that this is the way it goes. Okay, I'm going to move on. At this point, she's trying fairly hard not to lose me, but not getting the responses I want with pursuing. This just leaves me feeling used, and that's strike 2 for me. Good. Okay. So I hope you're not going to tell me that there's a strike 3. I hope that strike 2 is strike 3. But you know what? I'm going to assume that you're going to go on with this. Okay. Okay. All right. I can tell you right now, she didn't like the idea. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Let me back up a little bit. I missed one sentence. It's important. Okay. Okay, so it's strike 2 for me. This is post Brent Smith. I'm still learning. Okay, I don't know which part is post. I guess this new part you're going to tell me? I'm not sure, so I'm not even going to worry about that. All right. Okay, so I break off all contact once again. I can tell you right now that she didn't like the idea of being blocked from talking to me again. See, even the way I say that, doesn't that sound weird to you? Like I'm just reading what you're writing here, and that's what it sounds like. It's kind of creepy. Okay, and it's like when you get flaked on, but you caused the flaking, and then you're going to give her a piece of your mind, like, I will not be treated like that. You don't understand who I am. She did not. I told her. You just told her that you were even more unpowerful before. That's the only thing you told her. You actually just proved it to her by giving a shit that she flaked on you, something that you caused. If you want any of your power back, don't care. Guys, all the power is in the caring. The person who cares the least holds all the power. I don't know how many times I got to tell you this. Get it through your head. Okay. I'm going to go on. This was all about a month back, and we didn't talk until last night. Oh, God. Okay. After spending 4, count them, 4 awkward and silent hours together with our friends in the park, we have our most intimate evening ever. All right. Together at the dance club. All right. I'm just going to keep reading through this. I'm not even going to stop right here. She's like a completely different person. Like someone flipped a light switch. I have never in my life seen such a night and day shift in attitude. You know what I mean? You're like, oh my God, there's hope. She's for one moment, there's a moment of clarity. She's turned the corner and she's coming my direction. I'm gonna need an inhaler actually soon because I'm gonna start hyperventilating. Okay. I've never in my life seen such a night and day shift in attitude. Ignoring her for a month seemed to have worked like magic, and let's just say that we did things that would probably have gotten us thrown out if we were caught. Sure, there was alcohol in the picture, but not anywhere near enough to warrant this extremely pleasant change. All of a sudden, everything seemed to click almost perfectly for the first time in 9 months. 9 months. Okay? 9 months. You listening to yourself? This should not take 9 months. And I just bet that it's still not going to lead to what you want. And you will have spent, well, actually wasted 9 months of not only your time, but of her time also. When you could have just avoided this entire drama, excuse me, by doing things the right way from the beginning. You wouldn't even have to do any of this. All of this is stuff that you do not need to do, right? But again, I don't know if you just don't know what you don't know, or if you're bored and need to be in action all the time, so that you create this stuff to do. Like, I have like 4 pages here. You create this to do so that you don't feel bored and like you're, it's probably that. All right, and listen, I'm not going to get off here. I want to get off topic. I want to go on. Okay, so things were said, and hooking up for the night seemed like a solid possibility. That didn't happen. Of course it didn't. But no big deal. I'm not even sure if I could read this next sentence or this next part, this next like phrasing of words out loud. Really, I will probably be in physical pain as I read this. That didn't happen, but no big deal. I was floating on clouds anyway. Okay, so see, that is one of your larger issues, floating on clouds. Because some girl gave you a little action in a nightclub? Please, really? Seriously? Let me tell you, and again, this is not like, us against them or anything. I'm just saying that women don't want to be treated like that. Okay, they don't want you to be floating on clouds. Are you kidding me? Dude, what era do you live in? Seriously, this is 2011. Where did you find this stuff? Who taught you that? Who told you that that was the way to feel and what to think? Are you kidding me? Come on. Floating on clouds anyway. Dude, it's like your entire validation of your life and the point of your life is hooking up with women. Or having some girl acknowledge you, or like you, or give you attention. Or, more importantly, it's like you think that being successful with women will give meaning to your life. I have news for you, buddy. Only you can give meaning to your life. Women don't give meaning to your life. Nothing outside of you gives meaning to your life. Only you do. And so you've got to start thinking this way. Look, I'm not saying it's not nice to think nice things of people. And I'm a nice person, right? Like, I don't walk around being mean to people. I'm not some kind of dick, right? Right? But my point is, you can't think like this because it doesn't work. It's not going to get you what it is that you want. And I know what it is that you want, but it's not going to get you that. Okay. Okay, so I go on. So this is what happened at the nightclub, right? You get in there, you're fooling around, hooking up is talked about but never happens, but you're floating on clouds anyway. So what do? Of course you're going to do this. I'm just reading the first sentence of this next paragraph. Today, though, in a moment of stupidity, how many times do I have to stand here and tell you guys that, do you realize how ridiculous this sounds? Brent, I knew it was the wrong thing to do, but this is what I did. I know reaching out is bad, so I sent a text message. I know reaching out 9 times in between her not contacting me is bad, so I sent a messenger, a telex, an IM, an email, 3 text messages, and 4 voice messages, which she didn't answer, of course, so I figured she's playing hard to get, or she just didn't get them. So what I did was sent a FedEx package to her house. Guys, come on. Seriously. Look. This comes down to, okay, now that I've made you aware, you do not have any more excuses for saying to me, Brent, you don't understand my situation, or, Brent, I can't control it. It's out of control. I just do it. I don't even know I'm doing it. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. You're just making excuses. The real thing that you don't want to do here, and again, this is coming from the best place, is you are avoiding taking responsibility. Take responsibility. It is the only moment you will truly be in control of your destiny in your life, okay? So take responsibility, and in the moment that you want to do something like that, don't do it, right? I don't know if you guys understand, but every moment that you avoid doing something you're not supposed to do, you grow exponentially. I've said this in other videos, obviously. But you really, truly grow, and that is the next level. Okay? And by giving into the temptation, something else popped in my head I think is important here. By giving into the temptation, you are proving to the universe that you are not ready to go to the next level, and so you won't, and everything will go bad for you. Okay? You are proving. If you avoid the temptation, you will be rewarded. You will be, okay? I guarantee you'll be rewarded, but you've got to take the risk and take the chance, and you've got to ultimately take responsibility, okay? And so when you're thinking this, when you're thinking, I shouldn't, okay, so you said, I sent a message on Facebook, okay, that's what you're going on to say. Guys, come on. You know in that moment that it's a bad thing to do. But somehow in your head, you start to rationalize it. Well, Brent wasn't talking about this particular situation because in this particular situation, things are different and she will, and it's okay, and I'll get away with it. No. Stop. I swear, guys. Okay? If you actually do want to be ahead of all other men that you will ever meet the rest of your life and be like so far ahead of them that they look up and go, God, how do you do that with women? Do what they won't do. Avoid temptation to reach out. Okay? It's a really small thing. But if you avoid that temptation, you will grow so powerful you don't even have any idea how powerful it is. Right? When all the other guys are reaching out and pursuing, you will just get an avalanche of women coming to you. Seriously, guys, I know that, it might be hard for you to believe, but it's about belief, right? And I want you to understand that if you have a hard time believing that what I'm saying is true and can happen for you, I want you to take what you're already believing in your life. Everything that's happening in your life right now is because you believe. To some extent. Period. So you're already an expert at doing what I'm telling you to do. You don't have to learn it. You just have to do it. You already know how. That's the thing. It's not even a skill thing. It's not even like you need to be taught how to believe and then how to gather evidence. You're already doing it. Right now, you're living the life you believe you can live. That's it. So believe you can live this life. This next level life. Okay? So listen, I'm going to go on. I just thought I'd throw that out there. Okay, so in a moment of stupidity, I sent a message on Facebook saying that if she wants to have that same kind of fun again... Yeah, okay. What, the same kind of fun that did not lead to hooking up last time? Okay, I'm just pointing out what you're writing here. So, listen, I know that we fooled around and I was floating on clouds, and of course that caused you to not hook up with me. So if you want to do that again, right? Do you see what you're saying? Does it make any sense to you at all? Makes no sense to me. Okay. Alright, so where was I? Okay. So I sent the message saying that if she wants to have that same kind of fun again, she can add me back. Because I won't add her, since I need some initiative from her while she's not drunk. And then I might accept. Again, that is not going to work. Like, come on, seriously? Like, you're gonna give her all your power and then you're gonna try to take a little back? It doesn't work that way. She already knows what's going on. She's toying with you. She is toying with you. In fact, I think that was what you wrote at the beginning of this. You said, is she toying with me or this girl's toying with me? Yeah, something like that. Okay. I remember seeing that. She's toying with you. She's toying with you. There's no sense of urgency to get together with you. You've been hanging around for 9 months. You'll hang around for another 9 months, I suppose, right? I assume. You're not setting a good precedent for you and for other guys even. Right? Like, if you guys want this all to change, be part of the solution and not part of the freaking problem. When you do shit like this, you're part of the problem. And then you complain about the problem. God, do something about it. Okay. So, I made it very clear. Okay, so now you're talking about last night. I made it very clear last night that I will not play by her rules. Here it goes again. Anymore. And that my kind of fun is the only kind of fun we will have. It's my way or the highway. And then in parentheses you said, I actually said that, corny as hell. Yes, and then why did you say it then? If you already know that it's stupid and corny, why say it? Please stop telling me you don't have control over this. You're just making an excuse. You are just making an excuse. Stop making excuses. Take responsibility, like I just said, like 800 times. Again, it's kind kind of like the wounded animal, right? Like you're sending all these mixed messages. You're pursuing, on cloud 9, and then I will have none of that. She doesn't even know what you're talking about. You're speaking Chinese. Stop speaking that. Stop thinking that. I was floating on clouds anyway. Do you realize I'm going to have nightmares about that tonight? I seriously am. I'm going to be driving around in my car and not paying attention and probably crash just because I think about I've been floating on clouds anyway. Getting all riled up here, guys. Okay, so anyway, it goes on just for a little bit here. Hopefully, so this is almost over. Here's the thing, though, and this is pretty important stuff. I'm pretty sure this is strike 3. Oh, you're going to tell me what you think is now strike 3. See, I knew there was going to be a strike 3 when you started with strike 1. Let me ask you, next time, don't let this girl into the ballpark, even to play this game. Come on, seriously. Apparently, of course, apparently, she has a new boyfriend. Who would have guessed? She has never mentioned him before. Of course she hasn't. And this is slowly becoming a theme with this woman. You're just now getting it slowly? Okay. She apparently told that fact that she has a new boyfriend to friends of mine during the party in the park earlier that evening, and I heard it from them today. It didn't come down on me as hard as I thought it would, but just hard enough to make an impact. Somehow, this never came up in conversation. And your point would be what? Why would it come up in conversation? With me during the whole... It never came up in conversation with me during the night, though. She was as single as anyone could ever be. Excuse me. Even her closest friends didn't say a word about it to me while we were going at it. Excuse me. Why would they say something about it? It's not their job to say something about it. I feel like I should be angry, but I can't help but shake my head in disbelief. Yes, you know, I actually would be more impressed if you were angry. The fact that you're in disbelief is unbelievable to me. That after all this, you think that that's not going to happen. So start thinking this way, guys. You start down this path, this is what's going to happen in most every single case. Okay. Okay. Here you go. Here's the last paragraph. If true, good for them, I suppose. Yeah, good for them. Okay. But what the hell is going on? Again, you don't know? While sex wasn't involved, had a girlfriend of mine done the things we did last night, she wouldn't be a girlfriend of mine anymore. And? I don't even understand why you wrote that. Like, who cares? I, of course, thought things were actually working out for a change. Again, you've got to change your perception of all this, buddy. Things are not working out when all those things that just happened to you happen. In fact, the moment you got turned down the very first time you asked her out, that's when you should have stopped this whole thing. Okay? That's when you should stop the whole thing. And in fact, you shouldn't have asked her out in the first place. You should have just been a guy who's being pursued. She would have probably asked you to get together, and you would have been hooking up with this girl from day one. Think about it, 9 months of hooking up, rather than 9 months of not hooking up. Choose one. Which one do you want to choose? It's like you want to go on this journey. It's like you really do want this to be complicated, because I bet that if you got this girl, this is the exciting story that you would tell everybody for the next 20 years. You'd probably write me and say, oh, Brent, you wouldn't believe it. This girl, it took me so much time and work and complication and 4,000 steps and 300 years, and I had to spend $2 million. And at the end, you know, she was standing inside of a ring of fire, and I had to figure out how to get in that ring of fire and get her to like me. Come on, guys. Gotta stop believing that crap. That's crap was made up, like, before you were born even, so come on. Guys, this is a new era, okay? This is the next level. I, of course, thought things were actually working out for a change, which is just hilarious. At the time, it felt like the best night out ever and one of the most pleasant nights in my life, and that is another one of your issues. If that is your best night ever and most pleasant night out ever, you got some issues. You need to rethink and reframe what fun is. Fun is fun. Fun is not always related to getting turned down and not hooking up. I'll let you think about that for a while. But anyway, okay, that alone is bumming me out quite a bit, to say the least. But by now you've probably already given me some sound advice or cut this email short, so thanks for your suggestions. And you sign it, newly invited to the Do Not Pursue party. Well, listen, if you want to stay at the party and you don't want my bouncers to kick you out, you better never, ever do this again. Ever. Okay? Don't know how many times I got to explain it to you guys. Stop doing this. This is 9 months of time that you could have been living an extraordinary life. You could have started new hobbies. You could have visited family you haven't seen in a while. You could have traveled the world. Instead, you were doing this. That really, when I say it like that, doesn't it then put into perspective? You could be having an extraordinary life, and a life that's peaceful, a life that's effortless, a life that's extraordinary, without a care in the world, but yet you want to do this. Social programming, guys, okay? But you can't keep, okay, here's the last thing I'm going to leave you with. You could say, oh yeah, Brent, that's great, and oh yeah, now I get it, okay? So stop doing it, okay? Stop using the excuse that you are not aware of it, because I am making you aware. Now, you could have a belief issue, you may not believe me, you may not agree with me and all that kind of stuff, okay, that's fine, you might have to work on that. But I've made you aware now. And I will continue to make you aware, because you can live this life, you can have this life, but you have got to stop making excuses for why you don't have it. And everything that comes out of your mouth as a reason why you're not living this life right now is an excuse. And I'm not being mean, I'm just saying you have to discipline yourself. You have to be a little bit harder on yourself too, right? So that you, because I know you can have this life. Anyway, that's all I have to say for today. I hope you guys learned something from that, and I'll talk to you later.